What's that? Oh, bother. Hi, Joel. You alright, mate?
Hello, mate.
Okay. Oh, and we're live, so I'll just do my thing. um, with all the biggest talking points, news, and discussion from the football world, this is Football Central. Right, good evening and welcome to Football Central with me, Tube Mix. And of course, I'd like to welcome to the show JLI Wheels. Good evening to you.
Hello, good evening. How are we?
I'm very good, mate. You know, I thought I wouldn't be able to make the show because I was a bit croaky, and
Yeah,
I
you're
don't know
feeling
if you.
a little bit better. I did watch last night. Yeah.
Yeah, I was quite croaky, wasn't I? Sort of it. My voice is absolutely exhausted after it. But anyway, I've made it. I've had a late fitness test, and yep, it all went very well. But yeah, really good to be back, and obviously just a couple of headlines. I mean, one of the big ones is one I didn't see coming actually. Ross Barkley has gone on loan to Aston Villa from Chelsea. I mean, you as a Chelsea fan, Joel, did you see that coming?
It's a huge deal for Villa, isn't it? I mean,
Yeah.
He needed to go, didn't he? I don't think he
Yeah.
was going to play very much.
Yeah.
I don't know, to be honest. Not sure about that one.
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see how he'll do, won't it? Because it might be that Barkley, you know, a Villa, you know, that might be the perfect club for him. He might, you know, be more guaranteed starts. Because the thing with Chelsea, I think he's going to have a huge challenge, I think, if he is to come back, you know, to, you know, if Havertz and Werner, you know, and, well, obviously I know they don't all play in his position, but the point is there's lots of quality at Chelsea, and yeah, it could be a huge battle for him. Also, just quickly, I mean, I didn't see the game of Chelsea beat Tottenham, but I think I did listen to it on the radio. It was obviously a very dramatic game. What did you think of it?
Well, you know, penalties are it's always luck of the draw with penalties, isn't it?
Yes.
But again, it's not. It was a bit. You know, it's more about being up. It's a bit different this time because set one, because there were a lot of chances, and you know, with the likes of Timo Werner and
Yeah.
you know, Abraham and Giroud are both on the bench, and there's Werner and I've already said Werner, but I mean Havertz.
Havertz. Yeah.
You know, there's so much quality that could be finishing chances, and in the end, we see that it's Reguilon that provides the assist for Spurs on his debut, and going to penalties. I'm not sure why Timo Werner didn't take a penalty. Maybe he didn't feel confident enough.
No, it's because he had cramp.
Oh, was it? Okay.
Yeah.
So there's definitely some things for Frank to think about. Some dilemmas, some things he needs to address. a lot of Chelsea fans are not happy about Ross Barkley leaving. I mean, personally, I've never rated him. You know, there's no doubt that
No, I never rated him either.
There's no doubt that he's a good player, but he's definitely not been anywhere near what he was like at Everton. And
No.
hopefully, the Villa move will restore some confidence into him. He's definitely going to play there.
Yeah.
Where he does play, I don't know. I think obviously Ross Barkley, the player, is
Number 10, won't
evolved.
it be, probably?
He was more of a number 10 at Everton, but
Yeah.
obviously during the Sarri years he adapted to a central role quite well.
Yeah.
But obviously I think that he's not going to go in and play number 10 because where's Grealish going to play? Because I think he suits the number 10 role in the position.
Yeah.
Obviously he has got that versatility, but
Or is he backup to Grealish to give Grealish a sort of rest sometimes as well?
I'm sure a player of Ross Barkley's calibre that's caps for England, Europa League winner, FA Cup winner, I'm sure as well, with Chelsea. I'm sure he won't be happy with playing backup, so I'm pretty certain that's not where he's gone. What other stories are there? I wasn't aware that there were any more stories. There's not too much going on, is there?
Well, yeah, I'm not sure. I mean, there's talk of Dembele potentially United in discussions, and so that'd be an interesting one, or Sarr from Watford. So yeah, I don't. I don't know. We'll have to see, but also it's interesting. Arsenal, Kolasinac could be going to Bayer Leverkusen. Whether Socrates, what's that?
I've seen that one.
Yeah, I think he does want to go back to Germany because for family reasons. I think, which is
obviously the biggest story at the minute is Newport County 1-0 up over Newcastle.
Oh yeah, in the Carabao Cup, yeah, that's great.
Now, you've started watching the EFL on Quest.
I did, yes.
Based on what you've seen, very briefly, it's only a minute and a half or whatever of highlights, and I've only ever seen that because Newport County away last season was a game I couldn't go to.
Yeah.
And the home tie was one of the ones that COVID got rid of. So I've never seen a full match of them, but I've seen some good things. Their key man is obviously the man that scored today for them.
Yeah.
Tristan Abrahams, and scored twice for them against Swansea. And I'm pretty sure he also scored for them he did. He scored a penalty against Watford as well. So there's no doubt that he's a danger man. And what do we think about Newport County from what you know, your little knowledge of them?
Well, I think I actually missed that one. Watching EFL on Quest. The games I mainly remember were from the Championship and League One. To be honest, and I did.
How was your first experience of a Crew game, mate? They're League One.
Yeah. Well, yeah. It was good to decent goal, I think, wasn't it? Did they win? Yeah. I do apologise. It's
both goals were decent goals, but we should have won that game about 10-0. To be fair.
I tell you who did impress me. Some of the brilliant goals. Derby absolutely thrashed by Blackburn.
Blackburn Rovers look a decent side this year.
Yeah, some cracking goals. Oh, player's name has just faded from my head, but I sent you a message on the group chat, didn't I?
Yeah, Bradley Johnson.
That was it. Yes, he scored 2 crackers of goals. That I just thought those were quality strikes. And Blackburn, one of the older clubs, aren't they? Certainly remember them in the Premier League, and of course they did win the Premier League in 1994 to
with
1995 with players like...
SAS,
What's that, sorry?
SAS, Sutton and Shearer.
Yes, well, yeah, quality players. And Chris Sutton, yeah, he's funny as a pundit. And yeah, Alan Shearer, of course, one of the Premier League's record goal scorers, obviously. So, yeah, obviously a very good side. And I think, was it Sir Bobby Robson, I think, who was managing Blackburn when they won the title?
It was Kenny Dalglish.
Oh, that was it, yes. And then Kenny Dalglish obviously decided, well, we can't do any better than that. So he thought he'd move upstairs. And then I remember Chris Sutton saying on 5 Live that to the squad, they were shocked, as you know, not long after that Kenny Dalglish decided to move upstairs, you know.
So, do you want to give us some team news for all the games?
Oh yes. Yeah. Sorry about that.
There's 4. So if you want to start with maybe the one that kicks off first, Burnley Man City, or you want to start with Brighton United, because that's obviously what we're.
No. I think at times, I will admit this. You know, we sometimes do become a bit United dominated, don't we? Or I do. Would you say?
Yeah. No, I don't know whether what you want to do is to be more unbiased, and in which case I'd start. But
well,
you know, to me, I always feel like you go with what you know best first, which is obviously Brighton and Man United.
Yeah, it's a balancing act. I'm trying not to be too biased, and you know, also, but also, you know, obviously, because I do support United. Obviously, they're the club that I pretty much know their squad inside out. Although, you know, Leicester, I know a lot of their squad. So, yeah, generally in the Premier League, I mean, Burnley, I know a decent amount of their squad as well. So, yeah, in fact,
In which case, go on then.
Yeah, okay. So for Burnley is Peacock Farrell. That's
good player.
The young goalkeeper. Is it Bradley? Bradley Peacock? Oh no, Bailey.
Bailey.
Oh, mind you, Bradley Peacock Farrell. That would actually that'd be quite a good name. Anyway, so he's in goal. Then it's Lowton. Matthew Lowton. Doesn't seem to be familiar.
Yeah, Matt Lowton.
Long, not Shane Long. Kevin Long, that's it. No, Shane Long's at Southampton. James Tokowski, who has been heavily linked with a move. I mean, do you think we'll see him on the move to Leicester, possibly? James Tokowski?
Maybe.
He's definitely a decent defender.
Obviously Leicester are about to sign Fofana from Saint Etienne in France, and
Wesley Fortuna.
Leslie Fofana, that's what I said. Yeah, from Saint Etienne.
Oh yeah.
I've been watching some League One highlights actually. It's yeah.
Really?
Standard of defending is pretty shocking. So I can see why when there is a good defender in that league, they get snapped up by the bigger teams.
It'll be PSG winning the league like usual, probably.
They've been beaten twice already this season.
Good. Let's end their dominance, you know.
They got beaten by Lens, and then they got beat by Marseille in the Classique.
Good. Well, I'd like somebody like Marseille. Come on, Marseille. Or come on, all the teams. Let's rip PSG's dominance.
Back on task, Will. Back on task.
Oh, yes. Sorry. Apologies. Right, Charlie Taylor. I think I have heard of him. Dwight McNeil. Of course, I've definitely heard of him. Quite a good player. Josh Brownhill, who's been getting quite a lot of starts. I think he's a young player, isn't he? I think.
He scored a screamer in the last round against Millwall. It's a beauty.
Yeah, I can't remember if I saw it or not because everything just seems to be a bit of a blur at the moment. Ashley Westwood, Eric Peters. It is Eric Peters, yeah, former Stoke player, of course. That's right, isn't it? Eric Peters used to play for Stoke.
Yeah.
I thought so. I just had to check because Vidra, I can't pronounce his first name.
Mate Vidra.
Oh, Vidra. Oh, right. Oh, right. Okay. And then, not Harvey Barnes. It's, oh dear, not doing very well. Ashley Barnes.
Ashley Barnes.
That's it. Yeah. So, no, Harvey Barnes plays for Leicester. And on the bench is Chris Wood, who, you know, what a signing he's been since coming from Leeds, you know. Scores. He's the main goal scorer, so if he comes off the bench, you'd expect Chris Wood to potentially get a goal, or I would personally. Also, you have people like Phil Bardsley, you know, who's a veteran, who has sort of been there and done it, hasn't he, at a lot of clubs. You've got Jimmy Dunn. He's not familiar to me, I don't think. Josh Benson, never heard of him. Mace Goodrich.
Jimmy Dunn is a former United player.
Is he? Oh right, no,
Yeah.
that name.
Got
doesn't-
released by United a couple of years ago, then went to Burnley.
Jimmy Dunn. No, I don't.
He scored against Leicester the other week.
Oh, like I said, everything just seems a bit of a blur. Goodrich, Mace Goodrich, not heard of him. Driscoll Glennon, not heard of him. I'm guessing he's a young player or second team, because I definitely do not recognise his
They're all
name.
young players after that, I think.
Oh, right, okay, fair enough then. For City, obviously, Claudio Bravo, he was released, wasn't he?
Yeah,
Yeah.
went
So-
to Betis in Spain.
Yep, so it's Zach Stefan, I guess,
Yeah.
who's a youngster, possibly.
Yes,
Yeah, then
he
it's...
was on loan. He was on loan in the Bundesliga with Dusseldorf last season.
Oh, right, okay. Thank
Good player
you.
good player by the sounds of it.
Oh, right, okay. Unbelievably, Kyle Walker still gets a start. A player I've never rated particularly. But obviously he is City's best right back. And, you know, actually that's one position which City could need to strengthen, particularly because they don't have many good choices at right back, particularly. If Walker gets injured, I mean, yeah, that's...
I don't know. I mean, they've got they've got Kyle Walker, Yao Cancelo.
Yeah, but he's been garbage, Cancelo.
Yeah, but there's no denying the reputation that they've got. You know, Walker's a Premier League winner. Cancelo won I think 3 Serie A's in a row with Juventus.
Oh, well, what a
Was it
surprise
Juventus he was
Juventus have
at?
been running away with it.
No, that's not true. Sorry, it was he was at Valencia. So yeah, he was one of the best fullbacks in Valencia. So he has got ability, but I admit, you know, even when I went to see them, City versus Chelsea, Pulisic completely destroyed Cancelo. Excuse me.
Yeah.
Yeah, Pulisic completely destroyed Cancelo, and even Emerson, at left back, who's obviously bombing on, doing the overlapping runs,
Yeah.
completely annihilated Cancelo.
Oh,
So,
wow.
Yeah. Anyway, carry on.
Then we have Fernandinho, who's played at centre-back rather than as well. I think he mainly has been playing at centre-back because obviously he prefers Rodri, and De Bruyne tends to be in midfield. I nearly said performing rather than preferred. Oh, dear me. Losing the plot. Anyway, Aymeric Laporte and, Benjamin Mendy is... I don't know whether this is an indication that Mendy is no longer first choice. I mean, he made a really bad mistake Leicester, that was it. Yeah, against Leicester. Yeah. And I just thought, you know, Mendy was a funny one. You know, obviously he was one of the team that came out of that Monaco team. You know, that's so many good talent like Lamar, Fabinho, Bernardo Silva. Yeah, loads of them. And Monaco, it hasn't worked out for him at City, and it's also been turned out to be bad for Monaco as well because they've struggled.
I think it ended up obviously. You know, let's not. Monaco got the better of the deal. £50 million for Mendy is ridiculous. He was injured for pretty much most of his first season, wasn't he? When they won the league,
yeah, he started off well prior to his injury.
He's obviously a cult hero at Man City. A lot of people like him because of his personality, but on the pitch, he's not. He's not too good. For me, I'd rather have Zinchenko playing left back, but
yeah, the or the
not
left.
That he's much better.
Well, no, I think Zinchenko's quite decent. Or as I like to call him, the less red-faced Kevin De Bruyne, because they do look similar. And I actually got confused because I thought it was De Bruyne on the bench rather than on the pitch against Leicester, but no, it was Zinchenko. So. Yeah, if you just have a picture of them two together, they look really similar. Anyway.
No goals in that game so far either, by the way.
Which one?
The Burnley one.
Oh, right. Yeah.
7 minutes in.
Oh, okay. Kevin De Bruyne and Rodri, another one that they signed from Atletico Madrid. But for me, I don't know. I haven't seen anything big from Rodri.
I don't know. He's okay, but he's a defensive midfielder. You don't want anything too amazing from him.
Right. Okay. And then we have Sterling, Riyad Mahrez. I think it's the first start for Ferran Torres, who they signed from Valencia for about £40 million, I think. And then it's Cole Palmer.
Is that his name? Cole. I thought it was Eric. Sorry.
No, Cole Palmer.
Yeah. From he's in the youth team.
I'm not sure. The name doesn't seem familiar.
He's a young lad. It's because they've got no Silva or Aguero, have they? And it's a bit harsh on Liam Delap to have him play 2 games.
Yeah, he's 17, isn't he? So.
Fun fact about Liam Delap, just before you talk about the bench, he's Rory Delap's son.
Who's Rory Delap?
Oh my god.
Sorry.
The long throw specialist for Stoke.
Rory Delap, no.
Do you remember when Stoke, they always used to do long throws into the box?
When we thinking Tony Mark Hughes time?
We're on about Pulis.
Oh, no. I don't think I remember that.
Alright, never mind. Anyway, carry on.
Sorry.
Talk about the bench.
Oh dear, we're not doing very well. Nathan Ake, Bernardo Silva, Edison, Phil Foden, Liam Delap, Doyle. I almost want to say Craig Doyle, but no, definitely not him.
Tommy Doyle. It's either is it Tommy Doyle?
Tommy Doyle.
Tommy Doyle.
It, yeah.
Tommy Doyle. Tyler Harwood Bellis. Just before you get that wrong as well.
I thought it was Taylor. Is it not? I think it's Taylor.
I think it is Taylor actually.
Taylor.
Yeah.
Oh dear. Right, and then should we do
Brighton and United?
Oh yeah.
At least you're gonna know who they are.
Yes. Right. Oh, interesting. I always thought it'd be interesting to see whether Brighton would go with a strong lineup, but they have. No. In fact, I'll start with the Brighton team news actually. So we have Steele in goal. Then we have Burn. Dan Burn. That's it. Lewis Dunk, Ben White, Veltman, Malombi. I'm not sure I pronounced that name right. Pascal Gross, Bernardo, I can never pronounce his name. Beginning with a J.
Jahanbakhsh.
Oh, right, okay. I take it, yeah. I guess that's him.
Is it the winger? I've not got the team up. Hang on.
I think so.
Yes, Jahanbakhsh.
Oh, right.
Ali Reza Jahanbakhsh.
McAllister. Alexis McAllister. That's a great name. And here's another one I don't think I can pronounce. I take he's played central striker. Gyok.
I don't know how to pronounce this one either because I heard the commentator say it the other day, and I
Okay.
Gayokeres or something like that. I don't know.
Oh yeah, just have a guess at that. And then Maupay. Right, so not all full strength. I mean, Neil Maupay, Trossard, who hit the bar 5 times, I think. Sanchez. Who's Sanchez? Robert Sanchez. Don't think. Sanders, Max Sanders, Cochrane, Alex anyway, Roberts, Hayden Roberts, and Teddy Jenks. And then for United, it's Dean Henderson in goal. That's very good for me. Very good news for me. Diogo Dalot is also getting a start. That's interesting. Eric Bailly, Victor Lindelof. Oh, why couldn't it be Bailly and Maguire? Why Lindelof? This is always weakness, is loyalty. Again and again and again. But anyway, Scott McTominay. Oh no, I missed out Brandon Williams. Scott McTominay, Fred, Juan Mata, Van der Beek, James, and Igalo. Right, and Pogba, Rashford, Greenwood, Lee Grant, Jesse Lingard, Timothy Fosu-Mensah, and Teden Mengi. And that completes the bench. That completes your teams for that game. Everton are playing West Ham.
I'll do Everton and West Ham if you want.
Yeah.
Speed.
Oh, yeah. Could you?
If you noticed, I kept going in and out sound-wise. I've been eating my tea, that's why. So I was trying to stay quiet.
Okay. Yeah. Can you do the team mutes for this one, please?
Yes, I will do. Yeah. So, starting for Everton, Pickford in goal with a back four of John Joe Kenny, Michael Keane, Lucas Digne at the back, centre half, which is a bit strange, and Niels and Canu. In midfield, Gylfi Sigurdsson, Allen, Fabian Delph, and James Rodriguez, with Dominic Calvert-Lewin and Richarlison up front. For West Ham, hang on, I forgot about the bench. On the bench, Yerry Mina, Abdoulaye Doucouré, Alex Iwobi, Bernard, Seamus Coleman, Tom Davis, and Jonas Lössl. For West Ham, Darren Randolph in goal with a back four of Ben Johnson, Fabian Balbuena, Declan Rice, and Alan Cresswell, Manuel Lanzini, Mark Noble, Robert Snodgrass, and Felipe Anderson in midfield, with Sebastian Haller. Oh, sorry, it's a 3 midfield, is it? Okay, with Anderson and Yarmolenko on the wings, with Haller in the middle. On the bench, Pablo Fornals, Jared Bowen, Angelo Ogbonna, Arthur Masuaku, Thomas Souček, Nathan Trott, and Luca Ashby. So, we've got about half an hour till the United game kicks off. What do you think about that start at first? I know that's what you're more well versed in, so what do you think?
Well, it's going to be interesting to see, isn't it? I mean, the interesting thing with Brighton going to go for a strong team. No,
they haven't, in my opinion.
No, because, I mean, Maupay and Trossard, Trossard should have scored definitely. Because he hit the bar 5 times. Sorry, that's just me having a stretch. For me, Daniel James, I just hope Ole plays him on the left. Every time he doesn't do well, it's because he's on the right. His best position is on the left. I just hope Solskjaer finally realises that today.
He's doing good, I think. I'll say my 2 cents before you can have a rant about whatever players you don't like or whatever. I think, he's done good because he's given the fringe players a chance. Diogo Dalot's playing, and we've got Daniel James playing. Lots of talk about going on loan to Leeds. I don't know if you've seen that. But,
I have, yes.
So it's definitely an opportunity. He's given them opportunities to impress, which I like. I'd really like, just from a personal standpoint, because as I've explained in videos before, Ted Mengi was a star for me in the Premier League with Sheffield United. So I'd like to see him get a few minutes today. Also, a very interesting story that I saw developing, that Donny van der Beek, his agents come out and said that's not true, but I saw a story on Sky Sports that Donny van der Beek, there were rumours that he's not happy at United already. And then there was a statement very, very quickly, about maybe an hour or two later, saying, I set the move up without Donny being involved, but he's not, he's happy where he is, kind of thing.
Oh, well, you know what the press are like. They just want to bring down people.
Yeah, and also as well, I'll talk very quickly about the Brighton. Obviously, it's still a strong back line. The young lad, the number 42, I don't know his name, Gyökeres or something. I think that's right, actually. I think it is Victor Gyökeres or something like that. Very, very highly rated, so I've heard. Also, some of the young lads on the bench, Hayden Roberts, England under 18 international, 19 under national, really highly rated as well. So I think United, knowing that there's some players they don't know too much about, and also a team that they did struggle against only a couple of days ago, they might be under some pressure. But I do think it'll be a routine United win, because although it is the majority of fringe players, we know that they've got some threat there. Anyway, your turn.
Yeah, I just hope he plays Daniel James on the left, because whenever he's played James on the right, James has not done well. When James started, towards the start of last season, it was always on the left. So Ole, please, if you're going to pick James, play him on the left, because the right is not his position. He's not going to do great in his not best position, so play him on the left. It's good to see Dalot getting a start, because I didn't think Wan-Bissaka was that impressive, particularly the other week. Good to see by Victor Lindelof. I mean, just mind you, Harry Maguire's not even on the bench. No Maguire.
Let me just after a really poor performance against Brighton, it could for Wan-Bissaka, it could be a way in for Dalot. Also, Mengi as well can play there. I know that. So there's it could be a way in for him. So he really needs to impress today for me.
Dalot, yes, I have to agree with you with that.
Not so much for his United career. I just mean for maybe a starting opportunity in the next game if he impresses.
Oh yeah, of course. His crossing when he had his first few games, obviously his pace and his crossing were good. Good to see Van der Beek given a start. Yeah, no Bruno Fernandes and no Harry Maguire. So I don't know whether they're just been. Although we wouldn't really. Well, there is a lot of games coming up actually. So
players need rest though, don't they? So it's okay. It's not the end of the world.
That is true, but also you could argue, because this is extraordinary circumstances, players should play more to get their fitness up. Yeah, I don't know.
Newcastle with the 87th minute equaliser, John Joe Shelby, assisted by Joelinton, who started this season better. Not gonna lie.
Well, I think
some goals in the cup.
I think for me, for Joelinton, is the pressure's off. He was bought for, what was it, £40 million or something.
Yeah.
Obviously, that's a big price tag. But now that Callum Wilson has come in, obviously, well, I know probably for less money, because obviously a cut price for Bournemouth. But because Callum Wilson, it's sort of eased the burden, eased the pressure, and I think that's a good thing.
It's very interesting, because Newcastle have got this great dilemma at the minute, where they've got three strikers who are all offer them something difficult.
Yeah.
Callum Wilson is a fox in the box, a goal poacher. He can score goals. Joelinton is got that Brazilian flair. He's skillful. He's good with his feet. And then Andy Carroll is, your sort of your aerial presence. A big man, can get those knockdowns and those headed goals. So it's a very interesting dilemma for Steve Bruce, and it's good for Joelinton to get that goal involvement, and we'll see if they can win it. I don't know. I think it'd be harsh on Newport, considering they've been leading since the 5th minute of the game.
Yeah, they've gave a couple of teams some scares, haven't they, in the FA Cup in recent years.
They've always been like that in cup competitions. Similarly to we've seen it with Burton Albion over the last couple of years. Not this year particularly, but the last couple of years Burton Albion have done well. I think the thing is what's started to happen is that lower league clubs obviously can see that the bigger clubs, the Premier League clubs, and the Championship clubs as well, to some extent, they don't play first 11s really in this cup.
No.
So I think that's one of the things that is gonna get, allow people to, or let the bigger teams know that there's no room for messing about.
Yeah.
In this competition, because the thing is with lower league teams is they will always smell blood, if you know what I mean by that.
I get what you mean.
If they get chances, they'll pounce on it. Speaking of Burton Albion, we saw them in was it 2 rounds ago against Villa? Yeah, well I think it was 2 rounds ago. And Burton had scored within a minute. That's what I mean. You've got to be really up for it against lower league opposition, and
yeah, of course.
Going back to United, what do you think about Oddie and Ighalo starting? Obviously, I think it's good that Greenwood and Rashford and Martial get rests, but do you think that he could do well there today?
Yeah, I mean, it'll be an interesting one. Ighalo obviously had a great start, didn't he? But he also did for Watford, had a great start and then faded.
Yeah.
So we'll see. It'll be very, very, very interesting. But yeah, I mean, well, definitely, if we could try get a centre forward in January. For me, the big thing that United do need to get really is a centre back. I mean, that's the biggest thing for me.
I know. Me and Sam said it the other day. I think getting rid of Chris Smalling is a really, really bad decision. If that, it looks like it's going to happen now. I think it's not the best decision.
You're just going off one season though with Roma.
Just because, one season in, where, in a really, really, probably the most defensive league for me. And he was Roma's player of the season in a team that's got, Edin Dzeko, Nicolo Zaniolo. Who else played well for them? Leandro Pellegrini. Is that his name? Leandro, something like that.
Floresci, Alessandro Floresci. I probably not even pronounced his name right.
He was out on loan. He went out on loan to Valencia.
Oh right. Oh whoops.
So for me, that's as well. He's a Premier League winner. Is he a two-time Premier League winner or one-time Premier League winner?
It was, but that's ages ago.
Yeah, but it's still experience, and I think that is kind of United are lacking that Premier League steel at the back. You've got Maguire and he's very good, but you're only as good as the rest of your back four, aren't you? As well.
He needs a good partner, someone like Johnny Evans.
I think if you stuck a Baresi or a Maldini or a Cannavaro, into that midfield, into that defence, and you've still got Victor Lindelof. I think United would still concede goals, even if they had Van Dijk at the back with bloody Lindelof. You know what I mean?
Lindelof scares me sometimes.
Talking about bringing in Ousmane Dembele as well, I just don't understand. It's starting to get to the point where I don't understand why the wing is the position that United are looking at. They've lost out on Reguilon. They're about to lose out on Skriniar. Lost out on Ruben Diaz. Lost out on Upamecano. For me, that's where they've got to be looking instead of, let's buy Jadon Sancho, because I've said it before. I think it's a bad move for his career, Jadon Sancho. I think. At Dortmund, they're a club that's got a great emphasis on youth. Jude Bellingham's doing really well for them over there.
Yeah.
Claudio Reyna, and I think he's the son of Giovanni Reyna. Sorry, I think he's the son of Claudio Reyna, who used to play at left back for Sunderland many moons ago.
I've never heard of both of them.
You're talking about Haaland as well, and
yeah.
To me, that's just what I'd say. I think they've got more chance of pushing Bayern Munich as well this year. I think Bayern Munich have strengthened well, but we saw, last weekend they got beat 4-1 by Hoffenheim.
Thiago will be a huge loss for them, won't it?
I think so, but they've got Kimmich, haven't they? And
they have, yeah.
They got Kimmich, they got Tolisso. I was going to say Mikel Cuisance, but he's about to go to Leeds on loan, isn't he?
I think so, yeah.
There was a Javi Martinez, but I think he's on his way out as well. So I'm not too sure. Yeah, that's what I do. But also, Dortmund did get beat, didn't they? 6,000 fans watched them get beat 2-0.
Yeah.
Away to Augsburg. Former West Ham youngster Reece Oxford came off the bench.
Oh, wow.
Have you ever wondered whatever happened to him?
Reece Oxford, yeah. I think he played a couple of times, didn't he, for West Ham?
Yeah, he was playing in the Premier League at the back for West Ham at 16.
Yeah. That's a very, very young age to be playing in the Premier League.
He was alright as well. He was pretty good. Yeah, he wasn't amazing, but for his age, he was quite good.
I suppose he'll be one of the youngsters that run away, basically.
What do we think? What do we think to West Ham and Everton? Everton obviously started well, but West Ham, could they be feeling the confidence from a good result against Wolves? They battered Wolves.
They did.
Wolves were so off the pace, and West Ham were brilliant.
What is wrong with Wolves?
One lad that I like is the young lad at right back, Ben Johnson. I feel like we're going to see quite a little bit of him this season. I don't know anything about him. I've never heard of him before this, but he seems like a very good player. Interesting to see what Darren Randolph does how Darren Randolph does in golf.
Gosh, yeah, back to, because I remember him. I do know who he is, because of course he was there for the 15-16. He definitely played in that last game at Upton Park when West Ham 3-2.
He was the number one at that point, wasn't he?
Yeah, it was. Yeah,
I can remember. And then he went away to Middlesbrough and came back. For Everton, again, I'm going to highlight another young player. I really like, everybody's talking about Anthony Gordon, but I really like the bloke at left back, Niels Nkunku, the Frenchman. I think he's great.
Yeah.
He's obviously got that energy because he's young. He's got a great delivery on the cross, and he's very quick as well. So it'd be interesting to see how Everton do. They pretty much lined up full strength.
Pretty much, apart from a few changes.
John Joe Kenny playing instead of Seamus Coleman.
Yeah.
Digne at centre back instead of left back, which is
that baffles me, because obviously his main position is left back. So why the heck would you play him at centre back? Yeah,
but obviously playing as a fullback, you've got to have defensive sensibilities, haven't you? You've got to be able to defend. That's kind of the point. It's not all about bombing on and whipping a cross in.
Oh no! Yeah, I get that.
So for me, it's very good. Yeah, it's gonna go to penalties, isn't it? Oh yeah. So it's 3-2 to Newport on penalties at the minute.
Oh, well, let's hope Newport get through that. I'm surprised Andy Carroll hasn't gone off injured yet. Oh, well, Joe Linton came on for him anyway.
Joe Linton had his penalty saved.
Oh, right. Yeah, I mean, Everton beat West Ham. It's very interesting, isn't it? Because, they've still got some good options also off the bench. I mean, if you bring Doucouré on, Bernard, I mean, be interested to see, Bernard for me was one of their standout players last season.
I like Bernard.
Yeah.
I think he gets a bit of, he's not talked about a lot, is he? So.
No, I thought him and Richarlison and possibly Calvert-Lewin, I thought that was a very good partnership potentially, but obviously, well, I mean, James Rodriguez, I mean, he's made a flying start to his Everton career, so.
I'm gonna go ahead and make a prediction for Everton West Ham. Just looking at it, I think that West Ham are gonna win.
Yeah, it's hard because West Ham, obviously, you've got veterans such as Robert Snodgrass and Mark Noble and Lanzini, and then you've also got Haller and Yarmolenko and Felipe Anderson. Felipe Anderson's definitely a very quick player.
Newport had the chance to win the penalty shootout and you put it over the bar.
Oh.
But yeah, I know what you mean. There's definitely there are players that have been at West Ham their whole lives, like Declan Rice and Mark Noble.
Yeah.
And then, you've got the newer signings, the very skillful Felipe Anderson. Sebastian Haller is a good goal scorer, as we've seen this season. Actually, he's
I'm not sure the jury's
me.
Still out for me on Haller particularly.
But I just feel like, that result against Wolves is going to galvanise the team. That being said, though, when you've got Richarlison in and
Calvert-Lewin.
Yeah, definitely. And James Rodriguez is such a creative outlet for them. And Man City have just taken the lead at Burnley, by the way.
Oh, right.
Raheem Sterling's just scored on 35 minutes. So, yeah, just to finish off, because the game is about 5 or 10 minutes away from starting. Do you want to do some predictions?
Yes. This is a hard one. I think it's going to go down to penalties because West Ham, after a poor start to the season, now they've got a bit of momentum, haven't they? But so have Everton. And, if both teams are struggling, they've still got some great experience, on the bench to help them. I mean, if Doucouré, for me, Everton, their weak link, for this match is obviously Doucouré on the bench and having Fabian Delph, who is a solid player. He's okay, but yeah. But
I feel like that would have been that would have been a good solution to the United left back problem. Would be
Delph,
Fabian Delph. Obviously played there quite a lot under Guardiola and didn't do too bad. Fabian Delph.
yeah, I'm not sure. I personally never really rated Delph, to be honest.
Newcastle have won the penalty shootout, by the way.
Oh, but well, at least Newport can go home proud, and they hopefully performed. I mean, obviously I've not actually seen the match, but what? If it took that to penalties, Newport can go home proud, I think.
Yeah, I think any kind of to take a Premier League side that close to elimination is worth feeling proud about. So going back to, you were saying you think that West Ham are going to win the Everton match on penalties.
No, I would.
You said Everton are going to win it on penalties.
Well, no, I'm not sure. I said it was going to go down to penalties, but do you know what? I think Everton are going to win 5-4 on penalties. I think it's going to be a very tight match. For that reason, hopefully it's a game with loads and loads of goals. Because this one, imagine if Calvert-Lewin scored, then Haller, not Haller.
What about
dear.
Burnley and City? We obviously know there's a goal in it already, but do you think any more goals? Or?
Well, that again, that's an interesting one, because City have obviously got a lot of people out injured, haven't they? I mean, the likes of Aguero, Jesus. Is Sterling? Yeah. Is he playing up top? Is he? Still there, Jord?
Just to Will on the wing.
Oh, he's on the wing, is he? Oh, right, okay.
Sorry, mate, I couldn't hear you there.
Oh, yeah, I couldn't hear you either, so I was just like, are you still there, Jordan, then?
Yeah, no, yeah, he's on the wing.
He's on the wing, so it must be that Palmer guy then who's up top.
Yeah, he's at striker, yeah.
Right. Well, yeah, I think Burnley, they've not had a good start to the season at all.
Well, they haven't. They've had to start, obviously, all the Premier League games so far with no Ben Mee and no James Tarkowski. So they've had to go with Jimmy Dunn and Kevin Long.
Yeah,
haven't they? And that's obviously the issue. I think City will score a couple more.
I think so, and I think City, Guardiola will want a reaction, won't he, after they got thumped by Leicester.
We're running out of time, so give me a scoreline.
Oh, sorry, yeah, I think it's going to be not a great night for Burnley. I think we're going to end up with a 4-0 City win, I think.
Yeah, okay. And what about Brighton and United?
Brighton and United. Do you know, I have a feeling this is going to go down to maybe penalties, because I just think if Maupay, if the likes of Trossard, Connolly's I think is on the bench as well, if they come on, then it's going to be really a battle. Yeah, I don't know, I think, either penalties or a very tight 1-0 win to United. No, actually, I think I'm going to go a tight win, but 1-0 to United, I think.
Okay, so I'm going to say 3-0 to Man City Burnley. I think, it needed 2 more goals in the second half. Sounds about right to me.
Yeah.
I think West Ham are going to win against Everton on penalties.
Right, okay.
And I will say, I'm not going to say a specific scoreline, but I'm just going to say 2-1 either way. I think either Brighton 2-1 or United 2-1.
Right, okay. And Everton. Oh no, you already said Everton.
Already said that.
Yeah. Would you be okay to do extra time after the match?
Yes, mate. Yeah, it will be. Yeah.
Okay. So should we say probably about 10 o'clock or something like we usually do?
Well, whenever the match finishes, you just ring me up.
Yeah.
And
Although
we'll start there.
if they do go to extra time and penalties, in which case it might be a bit late anyway.
Yeah.
Oh, do you know what? Actually, given that we are doing a roundup, aren't we, in a couple of days' time, maybe leave it for that. Actually,
this is cup games. This is different.
Would you?
I don't think it was worth mentioning the cup stuff in the midweek roundup because we'd run out of time by then anyway.
Oh, you're right. Oh yes, yeah. Okay, yeah. So we'll do an extra time for this one, and then for the Premier League and everything else, we'll do a roundup.
And that is it 7 till 9 tomorrow?
Oh gosh, yeah, it's Thursday. Yeah. I think so.
Yeah.
I'll message Ben and hopefully Sam can make this one. But if Alex Iwobi comes on, Sam will be very happy about that. One of his favourites.
We better get off anyway, mate, because otherwise we're gonna miss the start of the game.
Yeah, well, I told my dad I'd be down at some point, not a specific time, but at some point, whenever we end it. Anyway, thank you for your company, JLI Wheels.
No worries, always a pleasure.
And the same to you, mate. The same. If you want to, guys, like, share, comment, and subscribe to the Tube Mix YouTube channel. And JLI Wheels and I will hopefully see you at 10. If not, then well, you
it'll be as soon as possible.
Yeah. Hopefully see you at 10. From us here, goodbye.